Yeah, let's go to Mike. Pronouns are he, him. In Washington, have naturalists proven a natural origin of life? There's a lot to discuss there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you take? Do you take that science is proving things?
Yeah, they prove planes fly, right?
So you're saying when we construct a theory or a model, we're saying that that's like a proof and not like a working model that can be falsified given new evidence?
No, I'm just asking. I asked the question. Have you guys?
No, I just don't like the word proof. I don't like using the word prove or proof when we're talking about like theories and science.
Demonstrate then? Demonstrate it?
Sure.
Demonstrate the process?
Yeah, so abiogenesis has like a lot. We have a lot of different theories. I'm not like, so I'm talking to someone like Forrest is probably definitely better on that because I don't have any expertise in this field. But yeah, we have hypotheses that we actually are generating we're generating predictions with, say, like RNA on clay, right? Is one that you could look into where the
I've looked into this. I looked into this.
Oh, hold on.
My question is, okay, have you demonstrated it?
Yeah, so there is evidence to actually support any of these theories as opposed to the thesis that's been offered up beyond that. So yeah, there is reason to think that this is at least justified given actual predictions, right? Which is the evidence I'm looking for, not just like a just so story about origins.
So the most basically thing, like say amino acids, the 20 amino acids, what make constitute proteins, which is the major portion, besides water, is 50% of all cells. And there's these 4 chemical elements. And how come you guys can't induce all 20 of those amino acids into a pile sufficient to make at least one protein?
Okay, because you're not okay. Because look, you're just not understanding what it means for, like, in the case of when you're talking about like some type of, like, let's say like amino acids or something. You're not looking at precursors of things that are a lot more simple, right? You're talking about like things right now.
Well, demonstrate them then.
Yeah, but you're saying, look, to me, it just shows like I don't have very much expertise in this. I don't have any expertise in this, but this is like something that you could look up pretty quickly to find out that when we're talking about it, like the interactions of amino acids, they're happening in trillions of places, right? Like there's trillions of different interactions happening in trillions of different places at once. But it's not just like amino current, like the analysis we have today, right? We're talking about like simple precursors, right? So it's you're kind of making a category error in terms of how you're analyzing this.
Right? That's what you're saying.
I have a question for clarity, Mike, because the call screen note said you were asking the question, have naturalists proven a natural origin of life? And my question is, has anybody proven any origin of life?
Well, it's pretty much proven that there isn't a natural origin of life.
No, sir. No, sir. Mike, that's not what I asked. Mike, that's not what I asked.
No, let me answer this way.
I'll tell you what. Let me put your ass on mute, and we can address the question that I'm asking. And the question that I asked is, has anybody proven an origin of life? That's all I asked. And you replied that natural has been disproven, and that's not true. So has anybody proven an origin of life?
Yes.
Who?
The theists.
How did theists prove that there's a theistic origin of life? How did they prove? How did theists prove that there is that they know the origin of life? And what is it?
Because the naturalists haven't. They can't.
No, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir, but that is fallacious reasoning. I asked you. Now, hang on. I'm muting you again. I'm asking you specific questions to expose what you don't understand, because I don't think anybody's proven an origin of life. You think theists have proven an origin of life. And what I asked you was, what is that origin of life and how did they prove it? And if you say they proved it because naturalists haven't, then you are engaged in fallacious reasoning, because you don't prove that the butler did it by proving that the maid didn't, or even suspecting that the maid didn't. So what is the origin of life and how is it proven?
You haven't proven that unthinking, a mindless process.
Goodbye.
Sorted
I'm
out.
sorry. Goodbye. I gave you every opportunity. I asked you a specific question. I'm not a coward, sir. You're an idiot. I asked you a specific question, and the question was, what is the origin of life and how did they prove it? And your response is that you can't prove I'm wrong. Well, I'm sorry that you don't understand fallacies, but calling me a coward doesn't change the fact that you should have called in with your A game and some understanding of the subject that you're talking about, and you didn't. And I took every opportunity to make the questions as simple as possible for you so that you would not go down the road that you're doing. I'm going to unmute you one last time. How did they prove that the explanation is not naturalistic?
And don't respond with, your TV doesn't work, therefore my TV does turn on, because that's the argument that you keep going to.
No, it isn't.
It's exactly what you're doing.
Okay, goodbye.
No. Okay.
No, goodbye. You can sit there and think I'm a coward all day long, but we're explaining logical fallacies to you, and we are absolutely, unequivocally right. And any Christian that understands logical fallacies would call in and say the exact same thing, that because naturalism has not offered a conclusive demonstration of the origin of life, that does not mean the explanation is supernatural. It doesn't. You don't have, there's no way for you to demonstrate that naturalists won't have an explanation at some time in the future. You might as well just say, we think God did it, and you can't disprove that. Well, congratulations, that's an unfalsifiable proposition. Yeah, well, you can't prove that it happened by natural means. And the answer to that is yet. Meanwhile, we have plenty of good ideas, which is what Mike was talking about. We have plenty of potential explanations and models that could demonstrate an origin to life. And we know that the building blocks of life exist elsewhere in the universe, and that they can, under the right conditions, result in life.
Yeah,
I mean, that much is demonstrated. What we
my
don't know is how
main
exactly
point,
it happened in our case.
Yeah, and my main point is that, look, in one case, something's actually generating some predictions, and we're not kicking rocks in some lot, right? We're in that lot and we're building a frame potentially, right? We're actually trying to see. But in the case that you're offering, you're just saying like, yeah, your TV doesn't work, therefore mine turns on and has this cable package, and it's fully functional. But it just clearly doesn't follow from the fact that like mine doesn't turn on, that yours therefore does. It's a really weird argument to make. And to not notice that that's just extremely fallacious.